how's it going? I'm Louis, the average guy in 1983. Today I'm going to be doing a range test in Gear 2 on the Roadrunner Pro with its range extender going up to 60 volts, 55 amp hours. This is in watt hours, 3300 watt hours. The reason why I'm doing this too is because I want to see how my battery does going at a lower speed instead of a higher speed, especially because I do want to go to Lit Riders events a little more often and take my Roadrunner Pro instead of taking a scooter. And last time from my house to the event and back home I did about 45 miles and I still had about like 60 something% battery life remaining on the Duotron, but unfortunately, since the Duotron has a separate battery bank for all the lights like the turn signals and the headlight and tail light and even the horn, it died on me in about 2 hours and some change, and you know, it was just too risky to be taking it like that. So I do have everything fully charged. I have 67.4 volts on the display. I do have my tire set to 50 psi for the front and the rear, and I'm ready to go. So right now it is 6:18 p.m. I decided to come out this late because it's been too hot and I definitely don't want to have any issues with the motors on these rides or even the battery. So while we're riding around, I'll go ahead and just, you know, give you guys updates on how it's doing. But we are in Gear 2, going up to 27 miles an hour under the GPS information from the GPS preview remote on the Insta360 Ace Pro, and about 22 to like, I guess 24 miles an hour on the display. So I know that it does basically between 24 to 27 miles realistically under Gear 2 with my settings. So let's go ahead and take off. So I do have the acceleration on the front and rear motor set to 3 out of 5 for this speed mode, and I feel that it does more than enough for like flat surface roads and some small inclines, nothing too big. But any bigger hills, I would have to use, you know, Gear 4 or Gear 5, where everything is set to max. So hopefully it does good. It does feel like a little warm, like the air. It doesn't feel cool. In fact, let me check the weather channel and see what we got going on here right now. Yeah, it says it's 81 degrees right now, but it feels like 82. That does sound accurate. So even right now, around 6:21 p.m., it's 82 degrees. That's freaking nuts. Alright, here we go. Alright, so if some of you guys are also wondering why I took down the video that I made about why I left the Vora Motors as an affiliate, is because I came up with the agreement with Vora Motors, and we both made an oath to stop, you know, basically stop speaking negative about each other and go our own separate ways. And just tell everybody else that things just didn't work out between us, and just leaving it like that. And hopefully they keep their end of the bargain, as well as me doing the same thing, because I'm fine with doing that myself. Especially because I was getting a lot of nasty personal emails sent to my average guy account, and it was getting overwhelming for me, just like it was getting overwhelming for them with the support that I got from my channel, which I don't think they were expecting for a small channel like mine to gain so much attention. And that's just, you know, the thing. So if there was any kind of miscommunication, man, between me and Voro Motors when it came to like the whole affiliate program and stuff. You know, hopefully they're able to revise what they do and basically make sure that with the next people they work with, that issues like this won't happen. And I do indeed and sincerely wish Voro Motors the best. So with that said, I'm going to continue riding this. I know there's a lot of people that are telling me to get rid of my Roadrunners, but I don't want to do that. I like my Roadrunner Pro a lot, and my son loves his Roadrunner V3 and my InMotion RS. Like, I would have gotten rid of that scooter a long time ago if I was super pissed off at, InMotion for getting me banned on Telegram, reporting my account as a spam account after I complained about the steering damper and what I had to do to make the steering better, and the same thing for the sine wave controllers and the way they had their wiring management for the RS when it had that broken cable with the cold solder. So again, $4,000 scooters should not be having cut cables with solder on them from the factory. So I got banned, unfortunately. And it was my entire account, so it wasn't just getting banned from InMotion Kickstarter. No, I got banned from the entire platform. And if I would have remained super pissed at InMotion, then I would have honestly, sold my RS. But, I like the scooter too much to basically consider getting rid of it. So, this is just something to take into account. I'm not saying that, I'm not mad about what happened, because I definitely am, and I still stand by what I said in that video. But, again, if there was a miscommunication because of, language barrier perhaps, this is something that companies in general need to make sure that they work out and put in writing, for their affiliates and customers to be aware of. So yeah, so now what I'm looking for is for the Onyx RCR80V, and I'm supposed to go test ride it this week and hope that I end up liking it, because I do want to buy it. If I change my mind, I may just buy the 60 amp battery from Powerful Lithium and install it in my Roadrunner Pro, so that this way I can go from 60 volts 55 amps to 60 volts 90 amps, which will bring me from the current 3300 watt hours I have right now to 5400 hours when it comes to battery life. And that will definitely maximize my range, and that's kind of what I'm looking for doing right now, especially on my son's Roadrunner V3. I want to do the same thing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I know that I already checked out the Onyx. The 80 volt 45 amp hour battery in watt hours is 3600 watt hours, which is only 300 more watts in hours than my current setup here on my Roadrunner Pro when it comes to range. So it's not a lot, but the difference is that the bike is made better. It has better updated components. It's fully updated for 2025, especially with its Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. The only thing that Onyx RCR80V is missing, man, in all honesty, is literally a freaking front and rear dash cam. If they could just try to figure out a way to get that installed, that'd be great. Otherwise, I'm just going to do one myself, maybe using the Chiggy AIO6, and that'll be freaking great on my part. So hopefully I like it when I go test it out. I'm not a speed demon, so my goal would be to just have good performance going up to 45 miles an hour with the flow of traffic from 25 to 45, kind of like what I did with my Roadrunner Pro, and hopefully everything works out. And if I do get the Onyx RCR80V, it will be the shorty model for my specific height of 5'6". Because on my Roadrunner Pro, the way it is right now, I fit perfectly on this thing. Alrighty, so we're still in South Pasadena, so we're gonna see how things go with this battery. Again, as soon as I drop it down towards the lower 60s, I'll turn around and come back and see how the Roadrunner Pro does, going from what it says here, 26 miles an hour on the display, but I'm pretty sure it's a whole lot more under the GPS tracking. And I am in gear 2. Alrighty guys, so I'm gonna cut the video here so that this way I can focus on my ride, and then catch up to you guys once I reach Alhambra and keep going city to city so you guys can know where I'm at. Alrighty guys. Alrighty ladies and gents, and we've made it to San Gabriel Boulevard and Las Tunas Drive. We have 6.2 miles in from what it says on the display. We're going to be getting into the bike lane and continue moving forward, and hopefully, right now I'm not pushing the throttle, so hopefully this thing gives decent range when I do push it. Now I have to push it because it says 21 on the display. I know it does more based on the GPS, but because I can't see that information, this is why I'm providing it right now through the display. Right now it says I'm doing 25, 64.1 volts technically with the load. Alrighty guys, so I'm gonna cut the video here and we're gonna keep going, and once I reach down to like that 60% point, I'll start turning back. Alrighty ladies and gentlemen, and we have made it to the city of San Dimas. I got 20.1 miles in right now on this ride. I got 60.6 volts in on this scooter. We're by the 57 freeway, so we did make it pretty far, and we're gonna go a little bit further to try to get it down to 60 and then turn around, and technically 59.6 or 59.5 is the official 60% battery life that I'm trying to achieve, but being able to get just a little bit more range so that I wouldn't have to walk the scooter all the way home would still be a good idea. So we'll see how that works out. But I made it to San Dimas. You could even see the thing here. It says San Dimas Commerce Center. So not bad so far, 20.4 miles in. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video here, and then once I get down to close to that 60% battery life on the voltage, we'll go ahead and chime back in and turn around. Alrighty ladies and gents, and we have officially reached the voltage of 59.9. I think it's a good idea to start heading back, so I'm going to be turning around right here. We actually made it all the way to the city of Laverne. You can see the little sign right there that says Laverne on it, and we are on what is the street? You can even see the train station right there. See that? That's freaking crazy. We're on D Street and Arrow Highway, and we are going to be turning around. So I'm going to go ahead and turn here, and then start turning around behind this lady right here. So we'll see how that goes. But with load, it was at 59.9, and right now it says 60.7, so I can't 100% trust that. Now it's jumping back up to 60.8. So I'm gonna start heading back to my house, and crazy that we made it all the way over here. The total mileage so far is 22.8 miles, and you can kind of guesstimate losing about 2 to 3 miles of range with all of your lights on. So right now it's still daylight, so I'm gonna go ahead and just continue going and see how things work. But alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video here and try to get as close as I can to my house before I go ahead and push the recording button back on, and we'll see how things go. Alrighty guys, talk to you guys in a bit. Alrighty ladies and gentlemen, and we have officially made it back to the city of Alhambra. We're almost reaching Garfield Avenue and Main Street, and I got 41.1 miles in on this ride so far, 53.9 volts on the display for the Roadrunner Pro, and the app for independent control of the range extender battery, 26%. So let's check to see what that 54.8 volts is right now. We're looking at about what looks like 35% battery life. So with both batteries combined, I basically have 35% battery right now over the 26% battery that the Roadrunner Pro's extended range battery is claiming via the app. So it's not doing so bad. It did slow down to 20 miles an hour now though, but the acceleration is still pretty punchy for what it is. Once the scooter starts getting more into control with the full speed that it's in right now, it starts to go back to normal on the battery voltage information. So not so bad. Now it says 54.4 with the load, and it says 21 miles an hour. It has been fluctuating between 20 to 21 miles an hour. So I can't wait to get to the park area where I can be on the bike lane and get away from all these cars so that I won't be too slow. But so far it's doing pretty good. You know, again at 41.5 miles now in the city of Alhambra. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video here and reach out once I reach the city of South Pasadena. Alrighty guys, see you guys in a bit. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, and we have officially made it back to Highland Park. I'm not that far from my house. I'm actually like 2 blocks away. We got 45.4 miles in on this ride, 51.5 volts on the display, and holy shit, I can't believe that we made it this far with one single charge. And again, the tire pressure was at 50 psi. So again, it's 51.5. 51.5 is close to about 20% battery life. And what I noticed about this Roadrunner Pro, that as we started going below 60%, the high top speed did slow down. We did make it to about 20 to 21 miles an hour consistently once we dropped this battery down. So not so bad, guys. This is really freaking good. So the main reason why I did this range test was because I want to make sure that I can take this Roadrunner Pro with me over to Lit Riders and enjoy the ride. We got 45.6 miles in, 53.1 volts. So under the chart, if I take a look at that right now, 53.1 is equivalent to about 25% battery life on the chart, so not bad for both the range extender plus the original battery working together side by side, and a max speed of 26.5 miles from what it says on the display. Obviously the GPS is going to give us different information, so not bad. So with this 45.6 miles and still having a little bit of battery life left over for maybe pushing 50 miles, this thing did pretty well at this speed in gear 2. So for me, this is going to be awesome to be able to take over to Lit Riders, because their rides are about 20 miles, and from my house to Lit Riders it's like a total of about 45 miles, give or take. So that means that this is going to be able to do it with no issues. And I plan on going with my son Chris on his Roadrunner V3. For him, he'll get approximately about 50 miles of range as well, so we should be doing pretty good together. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But this is it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it informative. It is 9:06 p.m. now, so that means that we've been out for almost 3 hours. So the display right here showing 2.75 on the time, it's most likely accurate. So yeah, I stayed in dual motors the whole time, and again 50 psi of air pressure on the front and rear tire. Alrighty guys, I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace for now.